So I became lucid in my dad's house, and I walked out through the front and walked a few feet in front of the house, and turned around and was gonna try to fly over my dad's house and that way. But I was having trouble with the flight, and so I was kind of like I was flying towards my dad's house, but instead of being going over it, I was about to fly like into the wall, which would have been bad. But at the last second, I was able to like steer up, and so I ended up just flying like straight up into the sky. And so I flew up past the clouds, so the clouds were below me, but instead of but the sea of clouds below me kind of just turned into like an actual sea, so it was just like water. And I tried to then go back down under the clouds, which were now water, and like get back to Earth. But it ended up just like being like an ocean under there, just like a dark ocean, not an interesting ocean with like fish and stuff, just like dark water. And then when I flew back up out of the water, I was back in the sky, but there was like these floating, ancient looking like ruins up there. And so I flew onto one of them, and like the floor or the ruin that I was standing on like was very rocky, and I wasn't wearing shoes apparently, and it hurt my feet. And then I flew higher into the sky, and I had this very like surreal experience where like the sun was there shining and whatnot like the sun does, and there were these ancient looking ruins above a sea just below me, and I think I could see the stars too, like at the same time. And I kind of stopped flying, and I was just there floating in the air for a minute, and it was a very like, I don't know, it was really cool. And then I had a false awakening and was back at my dad's house, and I left through the back door this time, and I flew east, no, west, yeah, west. I flew west, above like the neighbors' houses and like streets and stuff. And and then the next thing I remember, I was in a building with a bunch of dudes that were fighting me, and so I was fighting a bunch of dudes. And sometimes in dreams, when like I try to fight, like I end up like really sluggish. But in this one, that was not the case. And so it was just like really fun, like punching dudes, like ducking their punches, and then like I would punch another random dude off to my side because they were all fighting me. But it was like in one of those kung fu movies where like there's a bunch of dudes against one dude, but they all like take turns. Like first the one guy goes and everyone is there just watching. And then once that guy has been beaten up, the next guy goes. Like I don't know why they wouldn't all just like attack at once or like hold him down while like some of them just like punch him. Uh, but I guess that wouldn't be as interesting for a movie. And that same thing happened in my dream. They were all fighting me one at a time, and I was really OP. Like I would punch them, and they would just like get knocked out. It was fun. It was a fun time. But then I woke up after that. So yeah, it's a pretty short one, but a fun one. Definitely fun. And since this video is looking pretty short, I think I have time to squeeze in this other small lucid dream that I had a while ago, a few weeks ago. And it was really cool. I didn't write it down, but I wanted to make a video of it eventually. So basically, earlier in this dream, I had been walking down the highway in my town. But then later on, I became lucid, and I ended up back at the same highway, so I was kind of just retracing my steps. But I was lucid this time. And I was walking down the highway, and this really creepy dude appeared next to me. Like he was like dressed in like black robes with like a mask, and freaked me out, scared the shit out of me. So I beat him up. In dreams, when things scare me, I usually just beat them up. They become less scary. So I beat him up, and he kind of just like disappeared. But then he appeared again, and I was like, "What are you doing? I'm trying to have a dream." And so I beat him up again, but he just keeps reappearing, and he's very creepy. And I didn't like it. And so I kind of just like tried to wake up at that point because this guy was just ruining the whole experience. But instead of like actually waking up, I didn't even have like a false awakening. The dream just changed to where now I was in this building, a kind of tall tower, and I was in the bathroom, still lucid at this point, and kind of still trying to wake up. And I opened one of the stalls to the bathroom, and there was like a really creepy monster inside it, but not the same creepy dude. This one like more monsterish, and the bathroom was really dimly lit and like dirty, so it was really creepy. But the monster, really quick after I opened the door, he kind of shape shifted into Josh Peck. Uh, if you remember, he played Josh Nichols on the show Drake and Josh, which is arguably one of the best Nickelodeon shows to have ever existed. And he told me, "You want to wake up, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of want to wake up." And he was like, "I'll help you wake up, but I just need you to help me with something first." I'm like, "Okay." Like, I know that I didn't, well, I have been allowed to wake up by a dream character before when I was having like a scary-ish lucid dream and I just wanted to wake up. So I figured maybe this dream character could wake me up too. So I followed him, and he led me out into a lobby-ish area, but not on the ground floor. We were still like on one of the higher floors, and there were a lot of windows, like really big windows all over the place, so I could see like how high up we were. And Josh, he wanted to terrorize the people. He was kind of just like slapping around the little kids and like scaring the parents and stuff, which you would think it would be the opposite, right? Slapping around the parents and scaring the little kids. And that's what he wanted my help with. He wanted me to help him terrorize the peoples. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to do that because these are some chill looking people. And he closed one of the blinds, like to, stop the light from getting in from the windows. I guess because he wanted it to be darker and scarier. But I was able to, like, I looked at the blinds and I pictured them opening, and then they started opening. I was like, what? Never, like, controlled something with my mind in a dream before, which, thinking about it, it seems like something that you would be able to do in a dream, because you're in your mind, right? But I never done it. But this time I did it. And so the blind that he closed opened back up. And then I decided to use this newfound lucid dreaming power to help these people escape from Josh, the terrorizer. And so I pictured one of the little kids busting open one of the windows, like punching open a window or breaking the glass, right? And so the glass broke, and Josh was like, "Who did that?" And I kind of imagined all the kids lined up in front of the broken, not in front of the broken glass that was on the floor, but in front of the open window, the now open window. And so I jumped out of the window and flew away, and the kids followed me, and we all just escaped. And I don't know what happened to the parents, but I saved their kids, so I mean, they should have been grateful. And so we were all flying in like formation, like kind of like I was at the front, and they were all like flying in a line like that. Like there were some here, like there was a kid here, one here. You know what I mean? Flying forward, and outside the tower was like a shore, like the ocean, like a beach, but with really tall rocks. So we were flying and avoiding the tall rocks, and some of the kids accidentally hit one of the rocks. But I imagined them returning to the flight along with us. And they did. And then I woke up. So that was a actually really cool lucid dream with like lots of controlled progress. And I don't know why I didn't make a video of it that week. I for some reason chose another lucid dream to make a video of that week. I guess I had already written that one down and I didn't want to write another one down. But yeah, those are two pretty cool lucid dreams. in my opinion. And yeah, that's all for now. Peace out.